Yeah. Hey, look, I'm the prophecy of the adolescence. Yeah, I'm the product of the added up lessons. And my mother and father pushing me farther. Don't ever stop, that's the lesson. That's that Smith, that's that Wesson. That's that clip, I ain't stressing. I'm full of it, talking blessings. Equipped with the wit, yeah, witty whip. Yeah, quick with the whip. Yeah, speedy top, yeah, I was quick to finesse it. And I was quick to finesse Sam, goddamn. And I mean, I was quick to finesse vegan, goddamn. And I mean, I was quick to finesse Chance, goddamn. I'm strong like Lance, I'm strong, I stand. I got this sauce, no blend. Yeah, I'm the man. The woman, I am motherfucking Watson. I show you what I got, no white rocks, just white socks with the green leaves. I got a green thumb, I drink green tea. And it's mega over the sweets, and it's mega open the tweets, and it's mega open the sheets. And yeah, keep this shit discreet. And when I drop that next heat, yeah, keep it on repeat.
All right, welcome everybody. We are the Common Interest. Happy New Year to y'all. And with me, I got Stramango. And she is our first female guest on the podcast. And so we'd like to welcome her here. And so we're going to ask you to hit us with a rewind and tell us how you started up with music and just how you got here today.
I first started in music in like 6th grade.
6th grade?
I just played a saxophone middle school band. And then after that, I stayed in band until about, I still am in band in college, but I stayed in band all the way up until now. And I started like producing and stuff probably around high school. Okay. And so I just kind of picked it up. I was listening to like Childish Gambino and like Chance at the time. So I was like really into like weird rap and like I guess the newer wave, that kind of generation.
I can hear it in your music. You got that style.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So it started with saxophone, and then I started writing in high school, and then it wasn't until my first couple years of college that I started producing. So,
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, bet. So, how did you come up with the name Stramango?
So when I wrote my name actually came from like the fans, I guess, because I had an album called Stramangonade. Yeah. And the last song was called Stramango, but it wasn't supposed to like coin as a name or nothing. It was just supposed to be like Stramango, like it's the album, you know? Yeah. So it's pretty funny. People just started calling me Stramango, so I started.
So you just kind of stuck.
Yeah, for sure.
That's tight.
And it just came from some juice. I love juice. I drink juice every day. So
I feel it.
I had this strawberry mango lemonade, and I was like chilling with that. Like, man, I'm gonna write an album one day or something. I was like, I'm gonna call it this juice. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that happened.
That's tight. Sure. Pretty genuine. That's cool though.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you say you made Stramangonade. That was your was that your debut like EP, or was that your because I know you had another one. What was it called? It was with the DDIT.
Oh, yeah.
Which one was that? Which one was it?
So DDITE came second, and it was just a short little project. But I guess Stramangonade was technically my debut. Okay. I have a mixtape that's like from high school that I trashed. And I don't really, talk about that. Nah, for sure, yeah. But Stramangonade would be like the debut kind of album. That's when I first was like, all right, I'm serious about this. I need to work on a full project and put it out. And that was like the first thing that happened about a year ago.
Cool. So what, like when I was listening to it, I heard I can tell like you put a lot into it. Sure. I can tell your feelings with it. I can tell with the production and everything. Yeah. Like you put your time and effort into it.
For sure.
So, what is Stramangonade to you?
Well, in the time I wrote that, I just actually switched my major because I used to be a music education major, which meant I was going to be a band director or a teacher. Right. And I think maybe later in life I still want to do something like that, but. When I first came to college, that was kind of the only option. And they have other options like performance or like what I do now is Bachelor of Arts or music therapy. But when I came out of high school,
I have a homeboy doing that.
Yeah, it's a dope field. Yeah. I wish I was more interested in that earlier, but I'm too late. I'm trying to get out of here.
I feel it.
But yeah, the only option was music ed, and so. Well, really, because I was pretty good at what I did. So my band directors in high school like, "Oh, go be a teacher." So
you was in the Candy band, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Was you still there? Mr. Cooper was still there?
Yeah. Okay. That's the homie.
Or
something like
that. Fuck that nigga. But anyway, we'll keep going.
There's two sides.
Yeah, he cool.
Sure. But I know both sides too. No, I get
you.
Yeah. So whenever I got to school, I was actually really unhappy. I was like depressed and stuff because it really wasn't what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do, they don't really support because I go to SAM and they don't really support that at SAM. So halfway through my like sophomore year, because I'm a senior now, about to graduate. But halfway through, I switched my major and I switched to Bachelor of Arts, which basically just means I do music. Doesn't really have a specialty or a specification. So I was like, I realized that I had to do something to, for myself, because I started producing at the time. So Stramangonade kind of came out of that, and it was like I started producing. I was making beats, all the time. I wasn't selling nothing or doing anything publicly, but Stramangonade was like the first time I was like, all right, I gotta get my shit together.
Right.
I gotta like let these people know what's up. I gotta put put something together that's gonna show like kind of all sides of me and like what I do and what I want to do. And so Stramangonade came just from like a summer of just like being like I'm over this shit.
Right.
So I was like, gonna put something together. So
okay, tight. So, what was the inspiration for the cover art? Because this little had a lot going on, but it's different.
Right?
I fucks with it. I fucks with it though.
Actually, my best friend, she was an arts major, and she's my roommate now. Shout out Taylor. But she, I asked her for help making it, because the album, it has a concept. Like, obviously it's kind of like the, me coming out, debut, whatever.
Right.
But I didn't really have like a visual concept for the album. And so she's really good at making collages.
Right.
And so I was at work, and I kept sending her like random shit that I wanted her to put in there. And finally she sent me like 14 of them, and every time she added like a new picture. And so that's kind of how it ended up. Together. Yeah, she sent it to me all at once, and I was like, "Whoa, like this is perfect."
Yeah, it fits it perfect. It's really tight.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot going on. So
yeah, I fucks with it.
With the album, so.
Okay. So on the song "Find Your Sound," it was some background vocals in there. Are those like a sample, or are those actual background, like somebody actually singing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a sample.
Okay.
Well, it was a sound. It was like a synth.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a vocal synth.
Yeah, because I was listening, I was like, dang, I wonder if that's somebody actually singing. Because I've been listening to tracks sometime, and I'm like, I hear background vocals, and I always wonder, like, okay, did they sample this?
Pull up in there, yeah, for sure. I think about it all the time.
Yeah, so I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, no, that's just like a piano thing.
And was Honest Over Modesty about an actual girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, Stramangonade in general came from like a really bad breakup. Yeah. So like that's the other half of that's where all the feelings came from.
Yeah, I was feeling this. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That you still talk to her? No.
I know we cool now. Cool. Yeah. She wasn't too happy about
the album.
I mean, she was. I mean.
It's a
you
love hate thing,
yeah.
Because
like, she's like, damn, I feel that.
Right, yeah.
Like
it's like an honorable mention, but you kind of fucked me up a little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, we cool now. Shout out. Yeah. We cool.
I feel it.
For sure.
Okay. What is it? Oh, okay. The other day you was tweeting. I saw you tweet over to Dreamville. That you was like, hey, I'm being an intern. I feel that like you gotta promote yourself.
For
so
sure.
Like, is that like the dream label you would want to work with?
Well, not necessarily. I don't necessarily want to be part of a label, because I kind of want to start my own label.
Independent, I feel it. It's the best way, honestly.
Yeah, because then ain't nobody telling me nothing.
Exactly, you're your own boss.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm always a student, so if something like that happens, and somebody that I respect like that, like J. Cole, Jid, and Earth Gang, like all of them, like definitely.
You seen the Revenge of the Dreamers they working on?
That's why I said it. I was like, shit, y'all could be in studios. Like, I need some copyrights.
Right. I just sit in there. I'd be just looking.
I'm saying, bro, just not saying a word.
Right, just taking it all in.
Exactly.
Man.
So.
That's gonna be
I mean, shit, if it's something like that, but probably not. I hope I can build everything myself.
So. Well, with that, what's your dream collab? Like, if you have to work with somebody.
Definitely Chance.
Chance?
Yeah. I feel like, of all artists, or even Jaden Smith also.
Good one. It's a good one. Yeah, Jaden go hard.
They're very, like, they're both independent. Jaden has his own label. And they both, I think, run with the message I try to send with my music. So.
Okay. That's tight.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chance.
Yeah, because I was like in the outro on Stramango, you were saying like that he liked the poem that you had posted or something.
Oh yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, well, do you know the poem? You mind reciting it for us maybe a little bit or something?
I mean, yeah, I can shoot that. It was women.
Okay.
It was with the mind that's unstoppable, I have no limits. And like impossible, my Shiga was my ego, and Draken won't blur my vision. And I pray to God insert into my life like a heart surgery and incision. And I'm gay and I'm Christian, but you know what? That's my decision. And we had a convo, like, is it boys? I don't get it. But I told him it's the mind that has me with it, the kind that can break down my soul with the second giving. And that whole song is about women, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, a little something. Yeah. So.
How'd that make you feel when you liked that?
I was jumping around my house like, Mama, we made it,
right?
I was tripping, nah.
And it all starts there though, for real.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
If they can, if somebody that in the industry can see your vision and your work like that,
for sure.
that means like multiple other people can see that. So it's only up from there. I feel
exactly.
The little shit count. The little shit count.
Oh yeah. And it was only a like. He didn't even say nothing to me.
Right.
I was just
that's
like,
all. But shit, that's a start.
Exactly. And
shit.
I was just like, man, I love you, bro. Like, see you soon.
Hell yeah. Because shit, off that like, somebody else could have looked at shit and like, hey, what do you like? Because niggas be scrolling all through that shit.
Replies, like all that shit. People go through all of that. Yeah.
That's how you get viewers and shit. So that counts.
Sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So I saw that you also produced on Facetious Black EP.
Yeah.
Also check out the Black Man EP by Facetious Black. Check that out on SoundCloud.
Check it out.
But yeah, so you produced the last track for him, right?
Well, it was more collaborative effort. I'm surprised he put his name on there because he hit me up one day, and this was over the summer when we all started work together.
Mm-hmm.
But he hit me up and came over with a Amy track, Amy Winehouse.
Oh, okay.
R.I.P. She came through, or he came over and was like, you busy there? I was like, chilling. We was in the studio, and he gave me a song, and we chopped it up, and we kind of just passed back and forth the drum pad and kept adding other elements and stuff like that. So that's like one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, that shit go hard.
Hey,
that beat go hard. Yeah.
And there's 2 parts to it. It's in the second half. We rapped over it and shit.
Okay, that's tight.
That.
That was one I was like, dang, she hop on this? Hold on.
We've written over the song, but he hit me up before he dropped the tape and was like, yo, I need a credit song. Can we use this track?
Okay.
Like, yeah, so.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
So you produce all your music?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, how was that process? Like learning like just the production and everything. Do you feel like it came more natural? Was it a little strenuous here and there, or what?
I think the hardest part about it was creating something and being comfortable putting something out that was so different. And I think it had me going back and forth a lot during the process of making it. Just being like, people really gonna fuck with this? Because it's different, and it's not like, it's not necessarily something you can go rock to all the time. Like, there's a couple tracks on there bump, but like, for the most part, like, honestly, over modesty, and like, a lot of it's like without beats, and like Women, that song on there is without beat, and without something you can rock to. So it was, I think the biggest issue with making it all was that I just wasn't sure if people were gonna like it. And so I guess that was the biggest part.
Yeah, you gotta step out your comfort zone with it.
For sure.
That was tight though. So what came first? Was it poetry or music?
Well, technically music came first because I started playing saxophone, but I used to write poems when I was little, and I don't really like recite those or go back and look.
Just look at them, yeah.
I know I used to be a pretty good writer, like for English and whatever, and so back in high school, but I guess after that, my teachers, they want to encourage their students, like, oh, you should write poems, you should, So I started writing poems probably like a little after I picked up the saxophone. So they kind of came at the same time, but I feel like music took off first.
Okay.
Yeah, before any of the poetry came in.
Okay. So. How long did it take you to? So Stramango just took Stramangonade took all summer, or just like how long did it take to get it all together?
There, like the intro track, I had wrote that like a long time ago. Like the basis for it. Not a lot of it, but I think it was just that song and maybe Yeah, I think it was just that song. That song I wrote a while ago, but basically it took the summer because I dropped it on my birthday, which was early August, and I started working on it. Well, me and the girl were kicking it until like early summer, so I guess it was like June to about August.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like stopped talking. Not really stopped talking to everybody, but I was like, my feelings.
Get in focus mode, yeah.
Right. I was working like 2 jobs. I was like doing a whole bunch of life changes. I was like religion, like a whole bunch of different things were going on at the time. So I was like ducked off from everybody, and I was just like working every night.
But I feel like that made it even better.
Yeah.
Like, cause I can as I'm listening to it, cause I listened to it again before I came over here, and I was like, I still feel that shit. And I was listening to it, it's like, when I listened to it, it was sometime last year. I think it was like around the time when I first started doing the podcast and everything. And I was just looking for some other stuff to listen to, and I was like, I started listening now. I was like, damn, I haven't heard it sound like this in a while. Like it's a, everybody got the trap wave going on. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's like you get so much of that. You like, dang, I want something different.
For sure.
Yeah, and then have you ever heard of Kilo Keys?
No.
Check her out, because you have you have a sound kind of like her and Gambino mixed together, but you're still definitely your own.
Yeah.
It's just like it's more like I guess I can kind of see like the influence with the spoken word in your music and stuff. Like that's just tight.
For sure.
I love shit like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I had to get real emotional.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the good shit. That's the music is good when the emotion is drawing out that shit.
It's actually real shit.
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, check out Kilo Keys. She has really dope stuff. Yeah. So you also had the EP DDITE.
For sure.
What does that stand for?
It stands for Don't Do It to Him.
Okay. Yeah. That's Stramango, you was spitting in there, but that's when you was going hard on that one. And you was like, all right, I'm gonna show these niggas what's up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that was not something that held me back, but it's just in this day and age, like people want to hear trap shit. That's like you said, and like you said, ain't nothing wrong with it. Like I still bump that shit. I was listening to Trap 3 growing up, Gucci and all that other stuff. Like it's just a new wave of that. Yeah. And so, it was like I wanted to kind of influence it with kind of like something more people can rock with, but I also kind of want to keep it with the same message because it's like a 3-part song. Yeah. Or it's a 3-part project or 3-song project, and that's I was kind of spitting on there a little hard.
So I saw like the transitions. You even mentioned like one of the songs on one of your verses. You was like I can't remember what you said. But you was like, you switching the beats. Yeah, you switching them up, and I was like, dang, this song's flowing nice though.
Yeah,
like,
appreciate it.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's another thing that's like a lot of artists, producers, whatever. Yeah. But producers, they like I feel like you can master that, like the whole transition that's still smooth, and you can transition back into something else too. That's that takes a skill, and you got that down pat. That's very smooth with that shit. That's
like my favorite work of production.
Yeah, like I can tell, because like Stramango, I feel like that's like your baby. But
for sure.
That one you was like, okay, I'm having some fun with this shit. Let me show these niggas what's up.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you gotta do that shit though. You gotta let them niggas know what's up.
Exactly. So, I'm not just talking. No. I ain't want to have to do it to him.
Yeah, you had to. I feel you. Yeah. So, off of both your projects, which one was your favorite track?
I'm always at a point, where I would like want to redo all of it. But I think my favorite production, like in terms of just the beats and like just having fun with making it, I think probably Transitional Frequencies from DDITE, the second track. Okay. And then just just talking, or not talking, but bars wise, I would say Women is my favorite track that I made. Because I felt that shit when I was writing. It was the first time I like ever felt like I really got my point across in a song, and it went real well.
Yeah.
So
execute very nicely. So you also have 2 tracks coming out called Flying Mumbling, Flying and Mumbling. Yeah. Okay, bet. Yeah. So what's the vibe you're trying to say with that? Like,
so Flying is actually pretty dope because it's like my homies are actually on it, and this is the first time I'm dropping something that I let somebody else work on the music with.
That's with Old Men and Young Boys, all them and everything?
No, it's partially. So we kind of have a group, all of us, called Sauce Strippers. Okay. And that's like me, Darius, Nick, Eric, Omar, and David, Ava. It's like about 8 of us. Not Telly. It's like a whole bunch of us, but no, it's only 2 of them. It's the keyboard player and the bass player, Omar and Eric. And I don't think you've met them yet, but
I think were they in band too?
Nah. Oh no, well Omar was, but not.
What did he play? Trombone?
Tuba.
Tuba?
Yeah.
I think I know you talking about.
Yeah, Omar Madrano.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, I know you. Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
But yeah,
we had like spiky hair or something like that.
Yeah, he had his face.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. With Omar.
Okay.
But yeah, but we were supposed to be rehearsing that week, and one of the days only 2 people came through, and so we decided to work on a track, and so we worked on that track, and it's just this bass, kind of like old school knock to it, and some keys on it.
Okay.
And so it's a different vibe for sure, and I think that I'm just like singing on there, like there's a whole bunch of different things.
So you sing too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What can't you do? Like you got everything down pat, man.
Yeah. So yeah, a little singing. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I think it's gonna be a really cool track, and I think people are gonna like it. It came inspirations from kind of just like the band vibe, because we started working as a band recently, and all of the vibe completely changed, and I love it. And we've been working with Dane Fam too,
right?
And he kind of inspired that track too a little bit, because he does a little bit singing, and we've been working, and he's been singing. I kind of sing with him now, and so the new track.
Because y'all had I was working on one track together. What is it called?
Dollar Signs?
Yeah. When is that coming out? I've been waiting for it.
So the holidays kind of screwed us over, but
yeah, I feel you,
but we're working on a Sauce Strip EP, and Dane Fam is on there.
Okay.
It's about 5 or 6 tracks of some music like that with those kind of vibes, and then we got some hip hop, rapping, just straight to the business.
So Sauce Strip is basically a collective of everybody just coming together.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
And that came from like we first started working together during my first show at Warehouse at Tango with Stramango. Okay. And we all came together, and I hit them up. I hit up Nick and this other boy named Victor. He doesn't really work with us anymore, but he still does music. It's just because of distance. Right. But Victor and Darius, and we all started performing together. And I hit them up, and I was like, yo, I got a show, but I want to have live music. And so they came through. We hit that hoe. The second show, we did it again at Warehouse again, and we added one of Nick's songs, and then we put Darius on there, and so that's a classic. And so once we did that, I was like, yo, this shit's dope. Like, we started doing more stuff together instead of just my stuff. So the next show, we did Retro Gig Fest 2, which was for my birthday, which is a music festival we like kind of put together. And shout out to Velma, because she let us use her bike store for that.
Shout out to Velma,
But yeah, so we threw a show there, and I did a set for me, a set for Dane, a set for Nick, and then we did a set all together. Okay. And so we all started working on music for that set, and so that's kind of how it came. The Sauce Strippers kind of came together.
Okay. That's tight, yeah. That's cool to put everybody on and shit.
Yeah, for sure. And I was having fun, and I was like, man, like, y'all get on stage with me, like, let's do this. And then from there, it just, like, everybody started working together. So.
Yeah, that's tight. So how was the Warehouse Live your first show? Like, or just like...
that was like my first like major show. Like,
how was that? How'd that feel?
That was dope, man. It was overwhelming because I didn't expect so many people to show, and the bitch was packed. And like the thing about the show is I worked with this company, and they basically reach out to independent artists, and they just they say, here, you sell this amount of tickets, you get this much amount of time on stage, and it's like. They really don't promote for you very well, and I don't want to name the company because I want people not using them, but they don't promote very well, and basically you got to do all the promotions yourself. And so
it's like it showed your work to fruitation basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And the only people that's gonna show is the people that you invited. It wasn't like you was finna pull up and some random people from Houston came through. But fortunately for that day that I got assigned to go, the person in front of me had a pretty decent crowd, and so there was already people there when I got there, and then I also brought in like 80-some people, so it was pretty packed because it was a small stage, and so it was dope, man. I'll never forget something like that because that was like the first step into putting myself out there in Houston.
That's dope. It
was great.
I know that's a good feeling. Hell
yeah. It was dope.
So you got you working with the Sauce Strippers tape right now? Are you working on your own personal projects, anything?
Yeah, so once I haven't dropped anything since DDITE, which was like last March. And it's because we just been working on a lot of new shit and working on performing, because we've had shows in Huntsville, Houston, like since Warehouse. And so we've gotten kind of busy because we made all the music, started performing all the music, and everybody's like, where it's at? And I'm just like, it's a process. So before this year ended, we were aiming to drop it on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
But everybody went out of town, people went home to see their family, and so the recording process kind of got put behind because we do everything in house.
Okay.
And so we need everybody at the house to do it.
Right.
So everybody had left, and so now that everybody's back in town, and I'm about to go back in town next week, so hopefully by the end of this month we'll have it. Almost half of it's recorded already and done. Well, not done, but recorded and laid out. But the rest of it we still need to record and because it's a lot of live instruments and a lot of new shit going on.
That's good. I love live instruments.
Yeah. So and that's kind of what I want to step away from. That's why flying kind of happened, was because I wanted to kind of get out of the electronic, everything electronic. So
yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. So you got any other shows coming up? Anything else?
I got an album coming up. We want to try to finish everything that we're recording before we start doing shows again, because we tend to it's a lot of heads and it's easy to get distracted for sure within a group. So no shows right now, but we plan on having some, probably quite a few in Huntsville, because I'm about to graduate, and so I'm trying to put my territory down and then do. So
all right, feel it
for sure.
So wait. So you also say he's doing music therapy, right?
No, I'm doing Bachelor of Arts.
Bachelor of Arts?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just one of the options at the school.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you just, with that, you just kind of just music, you don't know where you want to go with it?
Well, the issue with Bachelor of Arts is that it's not specified. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, if I go and say I want a job, and what degree you got? And it's like, oh, okay, I got a Bachelor of Arts. So, all right. So you do music.
Right.
It's like, yeah. It's like, what else can you do?
Right.
Music.
Yeah.
So, you can't really do much with it, but that's kind of why I started producing and started DJing and dancing and doing all that kind of stuff, so I can make myself marketable and just do it myself and just have the degree. So if I do need a 9-to-5, I can do that, and I'll be able to work it out. Starving artist kind of thing going on.
It's the struggle phase, but it's gonna be worth it. It's
one day. One day it'll be here. So
okay. Well, shit. I don't got nothing else for you, but thank you for coming through. Yeah. Appreciate it. Stramango here. Check out Stramangonade on all streaming services, correct?
Yes.
All streaming services. Yes. And also check out DDITE on Soundcloud.
Sure.
And look out for the Sauce Drippers.
Yeah, and look out for that EP dropping soon. 808, my album is dropping this summer. So, my second album. So.
All right. Stay on the lookout. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year, y'all. And I'll catch y'all next time. Like and subscribe below. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. I place rose petals before the women that walk before me. They step with rigor and not my love. It ignores me, and I ain't never seen love that will bore me. But now I see the women that will never ever for me. And I ain't been with one that didn't make me feel. And I ain't never seen one that ain't dropped me to my knees where I ain't kneel. But my lovey-dovey, she was gunning, aiming for the kill. And I ain't feeling love, this ain't love, this ain't. Fuck, this ain't nothing. I done shut the doors, baby girl, they been shutting, girl, I'm bluffing. Cause I can't love you now, maybe never. I done fought the clouds, I done been through storms and stormy weather. And I am better, but not fit to love another. And I ain't been this way before, girl, forgive me. Because I'm feeling too much and I was resilient, but I'm not feeling too tough. And I'm worth $1 million, I swear $1 billion or $2, but I can't be chilling like you the one I get the war for. Gave up my future like I aiming for a war tour. And I ain't been able to feel nothing more for a girl's core, that warm inside that just makes me feel like I am worth more. But fuck them rose petals, just give me what you came for. I opened up my heart, but you refused to open up more. Talking like I ain't the one you went to God for. I ain't trying to hit now, I took you higher than the top floor. I was looking for answers up in the bottle, trying to hit top speed again. I was pushing for a throttle, trying to cuddle and coddle, trying to fuck with a model, trying to make up for what left my buddy, baby, my partner. But fuck it though, hit me with that number though. No, I'm fucking overcame, I ain't trying to love you though. Swim good, baby, keep your head up and try to stay afloat. Cause I ain't gonna save you, no, I can't be your boat, no. You can say what you want, but I know you miss me. Hiding from yourself, don't you dare try to diss me. We were good way back and over, I ain't talking Disney. Pick them rose petals up since you ain't fucking with me. Hey, pick them rose petals up since you ain't fucking with me. Hey, pick them rose petals up since you ain't fucking with me. queen. Don't you stress, my queen. Your crown won't fall because you're the best, my queen. And I can never settle for anything less, my queen. And if there's one thing in this world, you can count on me, my queen. And if you need me, just call me, cause I'm here, my queen. And when your skies are gray in the old movies, my queen, I'll Kodak us like it's 2016, my queen. I give you colors and love and babies and hugs. A corgi, a pug, I'll give you licky to love. And baby, I don't give a fuck, cause I'm talking forever marriage. I'm talking years to cherish. I'm saying our demons will be gone, poof, they'll die, they'll perish. And you know when you come around, you know I'll throw them things down, rose petals.